808s. Yeah, 808s, yeah. What's up everyone, welcome back to a new video. It's 4 AM, so I'm gonna be very whispery in this video, but I can't sleep, so I was like, yeah, let's make a video or some shit. Also rate my drip, because I'm wearing this thing because it's cold as shit here, okay? So yeah, fucking sick. Now, this video was requested under one of the beats. I don't remember which one, but I was listening to my own shit for some reason. And this dude named Carti requested one custom 808 tutorial or some shit. So today I'm gonna show you different methods of making your own 808s and shit. Mostly in Serum, but I'll use some different synths for people who don't have Serum, because you can also just use Pxlse or like Sytrus or whatever. So let's start. I am currently in the FL Studios with my newly made template. Yes, I am very organized nowadays. But let's start off with the not Serum synths, right? So an 808 is basically a sine wave that's like that has transient, and it's like I don't know how to explain because I'm not English, right? But it's basically just a short punch with a long bass after. So very simple. We get a 3x oscillator, boom. We get sine waves, put them all to, why am I touching those knobs? Don't know. We do this, we get in here, make it like this, go to the pitch, put the amount up, the attack down, the hold down, the K almost down all the way, and the rest all the way down, and then boom, you got a very basic 808, right? So now you have this 808, well, 808 I say, you have this bass, basically, right? It's supposed to end, give me a sec, this off, there you go. So this is also how you can make it shorter, right? This is your volume envelope, which you can shape the way that your volume goes through the 808. So I make it short, get short 808, right? Make it long, long 808. You link this to a track channel thing, and then you could easily get an EQ. Because it's so basic, there's no frequencies, but easily said, get fast distortion from FL. In other DAWs you have probably the same sort of distortion, but it's one knob. You have an easy distorted 808. Just play with the knobs, you know, that's the easy 808. Now, in 3x oscillator you obviously have more waveforms, so you have the square one, shape, which is very loud in my ears. You have this one, which is a saw wave, I think, or some shit. I don't know. These are both like saw-ish waves. They sound vastly different. They have this rounded off square. And also you have white noise. So what happens when you distort something with white noise, like a bass? The bass is obviously gonna be more loud than the white noise, and it's gonna push the white noise out of the bass, which gets this fuzzy thing, you know, fuzzy shit. And that's like basic 808 design, right? 3x oscillator is good for basic 808 design. Now you want to get a little more spicy, right? I don't know what happened there. We get a Sytrus. There we go. So we have a preset, we do default. Then we get just bass, right? Just bass we have now. So we turn on the envelope, we turn it like this and this. And then you have your envelope just like you had in the 3x oscillator, but it's integrated inside of Sytrus, right? Now you have a different like knobs, which I have no idea what these mean. If I hover my mouse over it, it says shape on the top left. You can't see it, but this is the shape knob apparently. This is the tension knob. This is the skew knob. I don't know what that means. Sine shaper. Looks kind of funny. Sounds like it adds more harmonics. Pre-filter. Doesn't do shit. And noise is white noise, obviously. So same idea basically. You link it to this and you put the distortion. Right? And now you can just kind of play with the waveform. You have more oscillators, or like oscillators, you have more waveforms you can add, just like in Serum. So I turn this one on. Over here you have like the oscillator 2, and then you put it out, you put that on, so you get the oscillator as well. You just kind of turn this on. And then you have multiple, right? Sounds kind of cool. Now you have effects. I don't know what effects does exactly. That's stereo separation. This is... I have no idea what that is. They all seem to do the same. That's weird. Doesn't matter. But like basically it's just you have envelope, you have more waveforms, you have more options when it comes to waveforms. This is also why I use Serum a lot, because you have so many more waveforms. And then I don't know how to use Sytrus as good as Serum, because I've learned everything with Serum. So excuse me, I'm still learning, right? So Serum, boom, easy. Now Serum is very visual, so I love using Serum. So let's see, we get bass, right, bass. Now we can use envelope here, which is like how long the 808 lasts, right? And then instead of having to link it, you have effects inside of Serum, right? Now the funny thing about Serum, you can automate stuff. When I get this envelope here and drag it on the drive, it automates, like, you see how it goes down with the envelope. So it's like automating it inside of Serum. Now we've had the basic 808, right? We got the Sytrus 808, and now we go on to some more unique bass design, right? So, sine wave for mono input. Then we get spectral, which is the cool funny ones. So we have cool funny things here. This is how you make like the Tripplesixdelete style stuff, right? So you have this cool one, and then when you move it along, so I like how that sounds, so I go like this. Now if you want that little tick punch thing at the start, you make an LFO1, you make this shape, and you put it on this chorus pitch up here. You have to put them up an octave though, because it lowers it by an octave when you do that. Then you put this one to envelope. Right? You also have sub bass here, forgot to say, but you have like sub bass, you can add another waveform, but you can't do much with it except for change level, octave and panning. And then you have white noise, which if I turn this off, you have different kinds of white noise. And you can like put this little piano down here, puts it down to pitch, right? The pitch you have, it puts it down there. Then you have filters, which I don't use a lot on 808s, but maybe it's cool. So like comb filter, which I use for dubstep bass design. So what if I that's kind of cool, right? So hyperdimension, let me go over this, right? So what I just did, because I'm kind of just, when I do this shit, I have to kind of concentrate on what I'm doing because I'm stupid and dumb. But I put the white noise, I don't need white noise, to be honest. What I did was comb filter, which is basically a very fast delay. So it's like when you make stuff like sound like a robot or some shit. That's what it is. Then I automated that with the envelope, so it goes down like this. You see it, it's very visual. Then I turned all of these knobs on, which enables first oscillator A, B, noise and sub. And then you can also pitch it, but I don't pitch it because that's cringe. This is the resonance knob, which changes like the form of filtering. Hyperdimension is basically stereo separation. So if I just take the sub, right, you hear the difference. Now I also always, when I put this compressor on, which it's kind of like OTT, this compressor in Serum, I always boost the sub when I make 808s like Tripplesixdelete, because those subs, when you have these weird waveforms, are very fucked and inconsistent. That's also why I add the sine wave, so you have consistent sub with the weird funny thing. You have a flanger, which makes it sound like that. A phaser makes it sound like that. Chorus is kind of like, gives it more voices, but you don't really need it because you have unison. You have delay, which obviously it's delay, right? You should know what delay is. Here you have left and right channel, which you can set to like very fast. Then you have an EQ, a reverb, and a filter. I used the filter, the comb filter, I used that on here, so I could automate that kind of. You can also do that in here, but I'm kind of just using that in there because I can, you know. Ring modulation is also a good one if you go for these 808s. You can add like higher pitches. Drive is kind of like volume knob, right? And resonance is obviously resonance, which kind of, again, changes the form of filtering. And then that's all of the automation and stuff, basically. Yeah, that's kind of how I make my 808s in Serum when I do Tripplesixdelete stuff. Then I go edit, and then there's like post effects, which always EQ. I always remove everything under like 25 Hertz because you can't hear anything under 20 anyway, so it doesn't matter. Also, you might do that on to 20,000, but that's not really necessary. What I do then is I boost up, remove 300, and add some high, depending on. That sounds cool there. So then maybe occasionally I might add distortion. That sounds cool. Then OTT, because I compress my basses to shit when I make this kind of music. So what I did with OTT time is like, with reverb, with time, like, wait, you might be able to hear it. Yeah, it has like feedback when you put time down, so time up, so you don't have that weird feedback from the OTT. And then depth is kind of like the mix knob, which is like how much OTT do I want on my sound? Well, not a lot, because then it sounds like this, and that sounds like shit. So between 8 and 12% is always somewhere I stay. Let's see. Now, there's a really cool plugin here, which are the kilohertz plugins, which they have bit crush. They have like a lot of effects, so you just get kilohertz, which is a free bundle on the kilohertz website. I'll link it down in the description. But there's like a lot of bullshit in there, which is like frequency shit. It's not specifically for this genre maybe, but it's like there's some cool shit in there. There's a ring modulator, I think. Formant filter. Formant filter is kind of cool. It's kind of like how Pulse does the 808s, but it might also just be with, what do you call it, effector, which also has this Fox thing, which you can just kind of put on there and then, oops, you got that. Sounds like shit to me, so you might want to mix after effector, like put some bass on that, distort it a bit, saturate it maybe, but don't just put 100% effector on basses because it sounds like garbage. So 808, like Tripplesixdelete 808, right? Now if I want to go crazy with like a crazy ass fucking Warfill bass, right? We make another bass. Let's see. What I do, I get another monster thing, but one that sounds gritty as fuck, right? So we grab monster. That one sounds cool. Let's look for more. This one, yes. I put the sine wave for sub bass. You balance out the unison so you don't have too much like white frequencies. Then you distort it. Obviously. Hyperdimension for more whiteness. Compress it. Add some high end. Boost low end. And maybe add a comb filter, but I don't know if this one needs it. That sounds kind of cool, wait. No, we're not doing that. So this is your bass for like a Warfill 808, right? Then you get the dreaded overdrive plugin, Fruity Blood Overdrive. You know, you put it all the way up, put the color all the way up, maybe... No, we don't need to add the post filter because we can just EQ. So this frequency is harsh, right? You see that, that's visual, like EQ from FL, I can't talk bro, it's 4am. We definitely want to dip that a bit. Dip the white noise. And there's your Warfill 808, right? So that's all there is for Warfill 808. Let's get a distorted 808, but not like fucked up distorted 808. So I need to put a note down. Let's do a Pulse 808. I add the chorus for some more like whiteness, more voices. EQ. Yeah, we could EQ the highs out actually. Yeah. Alright, we link it because that's literally all there is, right? Then we add the effector, put on the vocal. So now we have like a pulse-ish 808, right? So now what we want to do is add more bass, because as you can see there's a lot of frequencies, but the bass is kind of, you know, meh, because, you know, 808 is supposed to be your bass and there's everything but a lot of bass. So I would still recommend removing 300 because those are slightly muddy. You can add highs if you want. Then in the effector, you can play around. I personally always go for bottom left because it just works the best in my opinion. Now, you see if we remove this, you need some kind of like high-end sound in there. So you have the pulse effect for your vocoder effector thing to pick up on. Otherwise, if you don't have a high-end sound, you just get like a muffled this, which could sound cool, but this sounds cooler. Now I forgot to add the transient, so we add the transient like this, put it up an octave because it will automatically put it down an octave when we add the transient to the chorus pitch. Now, if you don't put it on envelope, you get this. And you get the same if you put it on trigger. So envelope, right, envelope is the good one. So then you just have your pulse 808, you can do a little bit of this. Why is my FL on 97 BPM? So that's your pulse 808, right? So we made 5 808s. The second one is shit, just so you know, because it's Sytrus and I don't use Sytrus. So let me pull them all in to recap real quick, and then we have this one. Please come in. Please come in. Why are you not working? Remove those. Add that. Okay, so we have the basic 808. That's not the basic 808. We have the basic 808. We have the Sytrus 808. We have the Tripplesixdelete Serum 808. Then we have the Warfill 808. Then we have the Pxlse 808. So if anyone has any questions about this, right, feel free to send me a message either on Discord or in the comments, and I will make more videos, probably, maybe. And I hope to see you all in the next one, or maybe I'll upload a beat the next time, and I hope you all enjoy the beat. So hope everyone enjoyed, hope everyone found this useful and educational, and I hope everyone has a good evening or night, because it's still 4 AM, almost 4:30. So goodbye.